Hi there, it's Sam from Pootlers.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. We're still inside Team Week. We're just coming to the end of it. I have been showing you all week all sorts of things that we did at our team event last weekend. And I showed you this on my blog on Tuesday. This was the gift I gave to everybody who came to the event. So the event that I ran is a non-profit event, so anything that the team pays covers exactly the costs, and that would be the costs of the room hire, all their food, all of their refreshments, all of that, and all of the consumable supplies for the projects that we make. But I always gift to my team because I love them to pieces, and I always like to give them a gift, and I always give them something that they're going to use in the project that I'm going to make with them. So I don't do all of the make and takes. I do empower my leaders to do that too. And so they were all given one of these, and this is one of our new little, they're actually called Santa's bags, with 4 blends pens in. Now my darling son Jacob, who is 10, I'd put one together and I just left it like that, and I'd only stamped 8 bags to test that I was happy with how it stamped. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And I had all of the pens, so there were 48 of us, so I had a box with 48 lovely lipstick pens, a box with 48 Call Me Clover, and you know, and so on. So I had these 4 great big boxes excuse me, with all of the pens in. And actually there's black baker's twine in there, and I don't remember why I bought it for them all, but I knew I did for something because there was 48 of them. Anyway, and he put them together, and I wanted to, I was like, oh bless your heart, but he hadn't taken them out of the packaging. And I thought, you know what, he's used his initiative, he's seen that I had a job to be done. He worked out for himself what was meant to be in there, and he did it. So I've left them all in their packaging. And actually, as my husband said, it does prove they're new and not second-hand, Sam. But anyway, so everybody in my team got one of these, and this is the project we're going to make. So I'm going to show you how to do that, but I was also going to show you how we stamp on the bag. So they're in a pack of 8. They're in the autumn-winter catalogue, and I'm using Serene Garden. Now, this is a photopolymer stamp set, so you can see through. What you need, or what certainly what I've used inside, is a piece of cardstock inside, so that I'm not stamping through the bag, because I'm going to use black stays on, so I want it to about there. So I've just eyeballed, and that's not cut through at all. I did. I've just eyeballed roughly how much I need. So slide that in, and you'll be able to see through. I don't know if you can see through it, but I can see it's casting shadow. Grab my stamp. You can see I did a lot of stamping with stays on, and my block is all a bit grubby still too. Pop it onto there. Grab my black stays on, and the stays on method I use is twist, 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 tap, tap, tap. And then I know it's well inked. Now, with these bags, I find it needs a bit of pressure, so I'm actually going to stand. I sit and craft, so I'm actually going to stand so I can put my whole weight on it. And I'm practically hovering off my desk. And that should have stamped pretty crisply, which it has. Brilliant. Happy days. And that is as simple as it is. Tie it up, tie it off, and you end up with one of those. Perfect. Right, now for the card, I cannot take credit for this technique whatsoever. Dawn Griffith, I love you. What a brilliant idea. It is coloured glimmer paper, but you cannot feel the glitter or glimmer. So, you need a card base. I'm going to cut, snip, slice, dice, trim. So I'm going to cut my cardstock in half. I like to do it lengthways and then score it in half. Doesn't matter whether you're 8.5 by 11 or International A4, cut it in half, score it in half. I can make 2 from that. My piece of Whisper White is, in my case, because I work in metric, it's 0.5 centimetre narrower and half a centimetre narrower and 0.5 centimetre shorter than the end part here. If you work in metric, maybe make it about 1/4 centimetre, 1/4 inch shorter and narrower, and you will have a lovely, perfect, crisp edge that is equidistant all the way round. Okay, hope you can see that. It's perfect all the way round. move my trimmer, come back in with this. Now I'm keeping this on my block, but I am going to use my Stamparatus in a minute, and there is a reason for it. So twist, tap. It's photopolymer, so I can see exactly where I'm putting it. And press firmly, because it is a big stamp. Don't do that. We've got the emergency side. Stays on is sticky, and actually this is a brand new one. I've run it. You can get re-inkers. We sell re-inkers. Do I have a re-inker? No. After I'd done all of those bags, it desperately needed re-inking. I haven't got a re-inker, but I did have a spare. Shall we try that again? Try and keep hold of your block. There we go. This came right over my shoulder. Right, so that's that bit done, and it's ready. Now, this is where the Stamparatus comes in, because what we're going to do is we're going to stamp on acetate on window sheets. Where's my window sheet? There it is. And when you stamp with Stays on a window sheet, it tends to slide, and actually on Whisper White it can slide. So, how do I prep my Stamparatus? I keep my instruction book, not that I need my instruction book, but I keep it in there, and then I put my little mat on. And then I put my window sheet, which obviously you can see it quite well because you can see the camera. Hello. Okay. This is not about positioning on the acetate. This is about my stamping not slipping. So, and I do need to get framelets around here. So I'm going to position one of them. My lovely bird. I'm going to position those. Oh no, I don't want that one. I want this one. And I'm spacing it out only because I don't know exactly how big the framelets are. I might need to move that one in slightly. So they're positioned like that. Bring over my Stamparatus, push firmly and pick it up, and it's going to take the acetate. That's okay. I'm going to put that back into place. I'm feeling around for my magnets. There's one. Okay, so get everything back in position. And again, this is not about it being perfectly positioned. This is about when I stamp, not skidding and sliding. So, do you know this tip? Obviously the hinge side, it flops down a little bit. If you put the stamp case directly underneath, it doesn't move. So, ink those up. Make sure that's not going to move. And push. And be quite gentle when you lift. I need to ink in again in a couple of places because the bird's face hasn't come out properly, and a bit of the flower. But that's okay because I got my Stamparatus. Ah, we love it. So you can be tentative because it's acetate, which you would need to be, but actually you can go over it a couple of times. It's still missed a little bit there. I need to be firmer with the flower. Let's check that's not slipped and moved about. Back in again. Tra-la, perfect. So it has now stamped absolutely perfectly. It's not slipped, it's not wibbled, it's not wobbled. Right, let me just scooch all that lot out of the way for a minute because I'm not going to need that again. Here's my tip, or here's Dawn's tip. On the side that you have stamped on, we do not want to colour with our blends. So you need to make a mark, and you need to make a mark that is written the right way one side and the wrong way the other. So we're going to put C for correct. Okay, because if you were to use your blends on this side, they're going to move that stazon around. So actually what you want to do is colour on the wrong side. So I know my C is the wrong way round, and I don't want to colour there. Okay, so we're going to colour in our bird. So get your blends pens and colour in. And you can actually build up the layers. So I'm going to do the wing. And then I'm going to do these parts as well. It's a bit squeaky on the acetate, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to leave that for a second, but I'm going to do the, so that was Dark Lovely Lipstick. Dark Lovely Lipstick, this one is Dark Flirty Flamingo. And do the rest. You won't see this particularly well at the moment, but we're going to build it up. Very squeaky. Okay. A little bit of the beak. And then I'm going to come and do the flower. So I'm going to do all of the centre. In fact, I'm going to do the whole flower. Please, kitten, do not jump on the desk. And I'm going to do all of this part here. You want to know what I'm doing, Sorrel, and I'm concentrating. Do you wonder? It makes me think, does she think it's a mouse squeaking or something like that? Oh, you're now in my light as well. Okay, so I'm now going to come back in with the Dark Lovely lipstick. I'm not going to do that part. I'm going to do the feathery part of the wings, and it suddenly darkens up because I'm putting an extra layer. But you do need to leave it to dry a little bit first. You can't really do more than 2 layers because actually you then start to move the blends pen ink around. But there's actually quite a difference, and I really hope you can see it. There's quite the difference between the 2 layers. And then I'm going to do the same with the outer part of this flower. Hopefully you can see a difference. It's paler there and darker there. And then finally the same over here on this bottom part. And again, you should be able to see the difference. Now, with the Flirty Flamingo, I'm going to go over it completely because I want the pale pink. It's just not hugely visible, the first layer. Okay, I'm going to leave those to dry for a minute and do some die cutting. So I've got my glimmer paper. I need to chop it down because it's far too big at the moment. Got my magnetic platform, cutting plate number 1, my glimmer paper, and then I've got the garden scene framelit. So this is actually a bundle, which is awesome. So I've got my bird, I've got my green petally thingies, and then I've got my flower. So first off, I'm going to die cut these. And you might need to put a shim in or something if you're going through glimmer paper. So actually what I'm going to do, I'm getting hold of everything. I've got both plates and everything intact. And I'm going to turn it over and run it through again. Don't ask me why, but when you die cut upside down, it seems to cut crisper. I could have made that up completely. I don't know. It just seems to. So hopefully you can see that's die cut everything perfectly. So, but I need the framelits again. So there's one bird, one flower, and those two little bits of greenery stuff. Okay, hopefully this is now dry, so I'm going to do the same exercise again using my magnetic platform and pop everything. Oh, I need to get it the right way up. Look, you see, this is why I wrote a C on it. That's C. I'm trying to do it upside down. So get it the right way round. And I wasn't sure if I would be able to die cut our window sheets because they are really thick and really good quality. But our Big Shot is just as good quality. Yeah. And so it works really, really well. It's happy days. It's like, oh, I don't have to fussy cut anything. Dawn did it with that gorgeous stamp set that is a big flower and then a big butterfly, and they're almost, I don't know what the word is, like stained glass. You could colour in all the bits, but it required fussy cutting, and I'm too lazy for that. It sounds horrendous going through the Big Shot though. That didn't sound good, did it? It's fine. It is. There's no problem with it whatsoever. Okay, so there's all my bits. Obviously, I don't need that part of the flower. So let me get everything out of the way. But here is the really cool thing. So let me put those away. Don't put it down. Put it away. With the fact that we are putting acetate, we're sticking acetate down, your immediate thought is, yeah, but you're going to see the glue dots. You're not, it's on glimmer paper. You can't see them. I can't actually see my glue dots at all, let alone glue dots through there. Where have they gone? Oh, okay, new packet it is. You can't see the mini glue dots through because it's glitter. And it's just a total disguise. I mean, would you be able to tell me, put that on autofocus, where the glue dots are? No, because the glitter disguises them. So we'll have a glue dot on there. I mean, obviously, you can very obviously see that glue dot right now, can't you? You won't in a minute. And that over the top, smush it down. Glue dots have gone. I love it when magic happens in my craft room. So we'll bang a load of those on there and slide it on. See, look, you can see them. They're so obvious. They really are, but you won't see them in a minute. Gone. Last few. Onto the bird. So we'll put one behind a face, behind a wing. Be careful on the tail because it's quite narrow. One under there. Line it all up. Push it down, push it firmly, and you would never know that there were glue dots on there, would you? Huh. Right. I'm now going to put dimensionals on the back of all of these. Where have they gone? Oh, I make a mess when I'm filming. I never work in a mess. We'll have a new packet of them as well then. It's a good job my glue drawer is right next to me, isn't it? So, one on the flower. One of those green things, one on the bird. Where's my card blank? There it is. So this is the bit I stamped before with the wrong side. There it up and then we can start. This is where those little green things go. What are they? Should I have coloured them something other, in a different colour other than green? I don't know. It looks pretty to me. And then I want my flower to come here. I'll have a flying bird. And that, I feel, is rather fantastic. And you can't feel any of the glitter. The colour has been changed. I just think it's lovely. Oh, look, that's a 20-minute video. It's so worth it. Seriously, this is Dawn Griffith. Go and check out her video, dawnstampingthoughts.net. And that's where I first saw the idea from, and I just thought that is such a clever technique. I have got to pass that on to my team. I'm assuming they've all seen it because everybody watches Dawn's videos anyway. But I reckoned it was something that we could all play and experiment with. So, anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed Team Week. If you're thinking of joining my team, please let me know. You can shop the new catalogue. You can shop all the catalogues. You're going to immediately get a 20% discount on all of your purchases that could go up and up and up and up and up. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you soon. Bye.